Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to the official Hocus Poker TCG YouTube channel. Today's video, this is part 3 of a series where I break down the different design philosophies and mechanics that went into making the 7 sins of my game Hocus Poker. Fuck me. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the sin of gluttony. Alright, and as with the other ones, I'm going to start off by discussing the symbol on the gluttonous cards, which you can find right here on all the cards. As with the other ones, I took a zodiac sign and altered it to make it fit better with the sin that I was trying to assign it to. This is the Gemini zodiac symbol. And the Gemini symbol is just like it's these lines here, top, bottom, and then kind of make a box here. But what I did, I just added these like triangles to it to make it look like teeth. So it's like the gluttonous archetype, or gluttonous sin. It's like they eat. If you're gluttonous, you eat a lot, you consume. So it's like it would make sense that the symbol would be teeth, like a mouth filled with teeth ready to eat you, or ready to eat just whatever. Alrighty. And the gluttonous sin, pretty easy sin for me to come up with effects for, because I figured, you're gluttonous, like you eat a lot, you consume things, so it's like this would be the sin that focuses on card advantage. So it's like, it's like this in a lot of these cards let you draw they let you draw cards like the Famished Phantoms. This card lets you draw cards from your muck or your discard pile. Let's see, your Hangry Hippo lets you just, if this is your draw 2, this is your Pot of Greed, basically, let you draw 2 cards from your deck. Pandora's Cookie Box, fell focus. Pandora's Cookie Box, this card, if you call a coin flip right, then you can double the amount of coins in your you can double the amount of cards in your hand. Your Aurora Ouroboros, what this card does, it like each player shuffles their hand into their deck, then each player draws 5 cards. So this could be beneficial if you needed to replenish your hand, or if you needed like a reset or whatever. But yeah, it's like, so the gluttonous cards, it made sense to have the gluttonous cards be focused on card advantage. And one thing, all the sins have their own searcher. Like there's a searcher for all 7 sins that search out cards of the same sin. And Sasquatch right here, this is the gluttonous searcher, this is one of the very first cards they ever made, because it's a pun. It's it's like Sasquatch or Bigfoot, but instead of Sasquatch, it's a squash. It's fucking sad. It's a squash with feet. Oh god. This is for me. Some of the I made this game kind of for me, and this is one of the reasons, because it's a squash with its. Look at it. It's what a dumb idea. But this is the searcher for gluttonous cards. But gluttonous cards also have a card that lets you search for any card in your deck, the Pizza Guy. That's right, you call up the Pizza Guy, and he can get you any card you want from your deck. Any one card you want from your deck, he can get you it. The Dinosaur, this card lets you draw a card from the bottom of your deck, so that's something. Gluttonous cards, they just, they consume, they eat up your deck. They give you the bigger card advantage. So, gluttonous cards, you want to have enough in your deck so that you can, keep having, a steady supply of new cards coming in. But you don't want to have too much, because, at least for right now, mostly what they do is just draw you cards. But it's like, if your cards that you're drawing, aren't good, then it's like, it doesn't really matter if you're drawing. But this is a video talking about gluttonous cards. We're not going to talk about card advantage in trading card games, at least in this video. Maybe I will if there's interest in that. I can totally talk about card advantage. But yeah, let's see here. Yeah, most of these cards focus on card advantage. Let's see, and let's see. I think the last thing I want to talk about with the gluttonous sin is their familiar spirit, and each of the sins have one. There's a familiar spirit, and the familiar spirit, if you don't know, a familiar spirit is a card where if you play it in a round and you win the round, and like you win a round in a game of Hocus Poker, then you get to keep that card. You get to keep your familiar spirit. It stays in play, and you get to keep using its effect. Whereas, like normally, like once you play a card, it goes to the muck or the discard pile. So let's see. The familiar spirit for the gluttonous sin is the sword swallower. If you can see, that is it's a goat eating a sword, because goats will eat anything. He's a monster, basically. Let's see, and I've actually changed this effect. Like right here, it says that this card's effect is each time you win a round, you can draw 2 cards. I've actually changed that effect so to make it so like at the start of each round, you can just draw 2 cards. Like yeah. Well, it's either you can draw 2 cards or you can draw an extra card. I don't know. I don't know my own cards, but yeah, I decided to buff that effect because it's like you can't really guarantee that you're gonna win a round. But drawing cards is always a good thing in trading card games, unless of course you're playing against a mill deck, which I haven't really created yet. But I am thinking about different mill strategies that cards could have. But that's beside the point. But anyway, yeah, gluttonous cards. I made them orange. Well, I made them orange kind of because I just needed a color. Because it's like none of the colors like really represent gluttonous. I mean, it's like pink for lustful, because like you're blushing, or like pink is like often associated with like girliness and whatnot, and like I don't know, slothful. It's like you feeling blue. It's like you're feeling down, you're feeling blue. But gluttonous cards, I kind of picked orange because I wanted to have a color that stood out that a lot of people liked. But yeah, that's why I picked that color. I don't think there's really anything else to say about gluttonous cards, really. Mostly these are the cards that you're gonna want if you're trying to get card advantage, and every trading card game kind of needs at least a couple cards that can help you draw and get cards to your hand, because that is important. Because how can you play cards if you don't have them in your hand? How can they help you get closer to your strategy, and they help you get having card advantage. It just helps you just have more cards. That it gives you more options. I mean, it gives you much more options. So like no matter what your situation is, it's like the more cards in your deck you can get to your hand, like the more options you're gonna have. But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good day.